So ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in giving Dr. Hancock a warm and rousing welcome to the podium here.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you for that brief introduction. My heavens. Well, I am so greatly honored to have your invitation. It's a delight to be here. And this is such a distinguished audience, filled with people that I admire, and also people who care about community, and it's a privilege to stand before you. I love Silicon Valley. I think you picked that up from Steve as he was talking about it. And I want to be very clear. One reason I love this valley is because we're so diverse. It's the thing about it that I treasure. We've raised our 3 children in this diverse environment, and it's absolutely marvelous. They don't know anything else. They just think, they think that the world is this way, when in fact I think Silicon Valley is a very special place, setting a standard for the world. By the way, I think my kids get it. I think they understand that our strength comes from our diversity. I think they just get it. I don't think they have to be taught that. I think they just came to understand it, and I have great hope in their generation. I think they're going to be an improvement upon those that preceded them. So I'm hopeful about that. Another reason that I love Silicon Valley is because of the diversity of our companies. You know, just visit any tech company and you will see that they feel like the United Nations. That's they're made up with people that are coming from all over the world. All of them working feverishly toward this common goal. I celebrate that about Silicon Valley. We really are showing the world a new model. Now, having said that, I think it's very important to point out that Silicon Valley really is not an American phenomenon. It's not something that Americans can fully take credit for. Silicon Valley was built by people coming from all over the world. We are, in fact, the most diverse American region. There is no other American region that has more diversity, ethnic diversity, than the greater Bay Area. So this is absolutely marvelous. But Silicon Valley, this prodigious economy known to all the world for its innovation, is not an American phenomenon. We need to be very clear about that. It was created by people coming from other places and finding a path to success here in Silicon Valley. And of all of those groups, particularly standing out among them would be the Indian community. The contributions of the Indian community to Silicon Valley's rise and success, those contributions are staggering, absolutely staggering. And so I just want to acknowledge that. I want to salute this community, and I want to thank you for the crucial role that you've played in our history and our ongoing development. Now, thank you. Yes. If I may, I'd like to just make a broad observation, a much broader observation, and it's about our nation. Not about our region, but about our nation. You know, most countries derive from a single tribe or a single race, or they practice a single religion, or they have some common racial or ethnic heritage, and that becomes the glue that binds those countries together. Most any country you can name, that's the case. What is so interesting about the United States of America is that we are not, in fact, based on any one clan or tribe or religion. Actually, the United States was based on an idea. That's it, just an idea. And so for us, the glue of nationhood was this idea, and it's an abstract idea. It's wrapped up in notions of liberty and justice and opportunity. Those are the ideas that bind us together as a nation. And as a result, over our history, we have had people coming from all corners of the world, all creeds, all colors, coming here, and we actually have a limited common heritage. We've become this wonderful melting pot, a nation that welcomes all comers, and not only that, has insisted that all have a right to celebrate their opinions, that those opinions can be freely expressed, and that we would ensure that this would be a landscape where there would always be fair treatment. Now, over our history, of course, we've seen that we have very real differences. And these differences have caused acute tensions over our history. We've also had to repent of many sins as we learn what it means to be this kind of people. As a result, our history is one of fractiousness. There has been division. There's been politicization. All of these things have happened. And of course we can acknowledge this. But whoever would have thought it would be easy? We're really the only nation that has staked out this kind of path to modernity. And so I would like to just briefly take note of the irony that throughout history, some of the more ordered, controlling, precisely controlled societies have actually gone by the way. It's fascinating to me. Think about it. In 1776, when those abstract ideas were being captured in the Declaration of Independence, suggesting this notion that men and women have a right to the pursuit of happiness, and that a nation could be wrapped up simply in that idea. Well, in 1776, there was a king in France. There was a Holy Roman Emperor who was controlling most of Europe at that time. There was a Tsarina in Russia. There was an emperor in China. There was a shogunate in Japan. In the United States, there was shortly to be a president and a Congress. And so, of all of these, 250 years later, only the American institutions remain. That is interesting. That's fascinating. And then, within this wonderfully diverse nation that we've created that is working through its problems, here is Silicon Valley, leading the way, showing how we can come together, how we can do things that people never would have imagined, because we've created this climate for risk, for failure, for tolerance, and a climate that celebrates, as you celebrate this evening, diversity. Well, I have a religious tradition, as do you. In my religious tradition, we revere the words of Paul, the apostle. His goal was that there would be a society with no strangers, no foreigners among them, only fellow citizens. That is your vision. I salute you for it. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your evening. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
We will now move on to some entertainment, as if this hasn't been entertaining enough. But we haven't danced yet, so we'll begin dancing. I'd like to introduce Barbara Batiri, the Fast and Furious Salsa, our dance routine. Part 1 of 2 for the evening, folks.
He removido cielo y tierra y no te encontré. Y llegas hoy tan de repente y la sentido toda mi vida con tu querer.
Na मैं समझा ना मैं जाना जो भी तुमने मुझसे कहा है सेन्योरिटा, मगर फिर भी ना जाने क्यों मुझे सुन के अच्छा लगा है सेन्योरिटा.
No desvíes la mirada, quédate cerca de mí.
मुझको बाहों में तुम ये लो, समझीना सेन्योरिटा. चाहत के दो पल भी मिल पाए, दुनिया में ये भी कम है क्या? रोकन को तो आओ खो जाए, भूले हम होता हम है क्या? सेन्योरिटा सुनो सुनो सेन्योरिटा कहते हैं क्या?
जो भी पल बीता हे सेन्योरिटा, हर पल तुमने है दिल जीता, बस इतनी सी तो बात है.
No desvíes la mirada, quédate cerca de mí.
मुझको बाहों में तुम घेरो, समझीना सेन्योरिटा. चाहत के दो पल भी मिल पाए, दुनिया में ये भी कम है क्या? रोकन को तो आओ खो जाए, भूले हम होता हम है क्या?
Now we're going to move on to some citizenship awards. I'd like to invite Mr. Jeevan Zucchi back on stage with me. Our first award this year is for Citizen of the Year, someone who again needs no introduction, especially tonight. I'd like to welcome back to the stage California State Treasurer Ms. Betty Yee.
Thank you very much. I think I pretty much have expressed all that I have. But let me just say this. It's really a tremendous honor to be with all of you, but I really need to do a special shout out to a wonderful friend of all of us who really in her public service to the city of Fremont has just pulled us all together over all these years, and that's the Honorable Sue Chan. And I know that as we continue to celebrate our diversity, that we are going to be celebrating not only our diversity, but many, many accomplishments that will be about how we improve the living conditions for so many of us in our communities. We are very, very privileged to be sharing a company together, but we know that as we are here together tonight, there are many, many others who aren't able to enjoy celebrations like this, both here and around the world. So, and before I leave the stage, obviously, to be able to do the work that I do, you met one of my mentors, the Honorable John Chung, State Treasurer, but really all of us could not be serving here without who I call the godfather of public service within the API community, and that's the Honorable Mike Honda, who, and we are so blessed to have him in Washington, and we are going to count on him as he continues to champion putting some rationality finally and hopefully once and for all in our immigration policies so that we can have truly what we consider a global society here in the United States with many, many of our home countries around the world. And I know that our economy will be stronger for it. Our society will be brighter and healthier for it, but more importantly, it just speaks to all of the hard work and struggles that each of us bring to where we are today as a community, as a state. And so I'm just, again, very truly blessed and honored to be receiving the Citizen of the Year award. Thank you all very much.
Before we get on with the rest of the awards, I'd like to take a moment and recognize two folks who are here who did not get mentioned before. My apologies. Former Mayor of Hayward, Mike Sweeney, and former school board member, Fremont, Larry York. So I'm going to have all of our distinguished guests come back up on the stage so we can get a quick... No. Our next award is for Nonprofit Organization of the Year. This is an organization that I think many here are familiar with, fundraisers. And that is for this year's award winner, Friends of Children with Special Needs, Mr. Lehman Hu.
Hello everyone. I'm very honored to be here to receive the award on behalf of FCSN, Friends of Children with Special Needs. I think the award really not coming to me, it's really going to all the members. We have like 800 member families, and we have like more than 100 employees. And on the table 14, these are the people with a dedication, with devotion to make it happen. Hello. Okay, thanks. So I'm prepared a 3-hour speech here so that I can stand up here to share with everyone. So 15 years ago, my son was diagnosed as autistic. So the world seemed to be crumbling down. I was in despair and I was scared. But then I met FCSN. It's a great organization with family helping each other, the parents doing the best, and we wanted the kids to be the best they can be. That's all we want to do. But once we have that mindset, everything changes. The sky breaks up, everything becomes shiny. We're all very happy, and miracle happens. And my son, right now, is studying at the San Jose State University. So it's really So FCSN has continued to build out the first Dream Center in Fremont, and right now we're on the way to build the second one. We serve thousands of the kids and adults, and then we have tremendous accomplishment. I think today I want to end this by thanking the organization here. This is a great opportunity for FCSN, and it's a great honor because our mission is to help individuals with special needs and their family to find love, hope, respect, and support through community, integrated community involvement. So I think this is a great testimony and a great accomplishment for FCN. So I want to thank the organization, Indo-American Community Federation and Army Zucchi Foundation. Thank you.
Our next award is for community service. And the winner this year is Spectrum. Here to receive the award, Mike Sweeney and Larry York, and John Dutra could not be with us tonight.
Jeevan, thank you very much for this. John Dutra is sorry that he couldn't attend this evening, but our Vice President of Spectrum Community Services, Zahir Siddiqui, is here this evening on his behalf. Spectrum Community Services has been serving Alameda County residents since 1971, and we do tremendous work and are honored by having some recognition tonight, and also the partnership that Jeevan and the community has with us. Many people don't know we serve over 500 senior meals every day of the week in Alameda County. We do over 150 Meals on Wheels to seniors who are homebound and can't get out to get a hot, nutritious, healthy meal every day. We also help seniors stay strong and prevent falls through exercise classes, and do home energy assistance program and weatherization in homes to make sure that people can continue to live healthy and safe lives independently in their homes. So thank you very much for your help this evening, for this honor, and I'm recognizing Spectrum.
Let me just add my thank you also to you all. As Laura was pointing out, the services that Spectrum provides are critical for particularly low-income seniors. We know that the 3 big risk factors for seniors are falls, poor nutrition, and isolation. And through their fall risk programs, which work on the physical, environmental, and behavioral factors that lead to that fall, that in all too many cases leads to premature institutionalization. To the extent we prevent that big fall from happening, we've done a lot to keep seniors upright and independent in their own home, and that's critically important. The Congregate Meals Program is a very tough program to keep alive. And through that program, we provide healthy, nutritious meals 5 days a week to low-income seniors throughout Alameda County. So your support of Spectrum is critical, and I hope everybody will think for a moment on what you all can do individually to contact Laura and perhaps volunteer or donate to Spectrum to help keep these programs providing very much needed services for low-income seniors throughout our county. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good evening. I'm honored to be here and to receive this award for Spectrum. John Dutra could not be here due to some health reasons. I have been with Spectrum since about 2010, and it's a wonderful organization. And one thing I would tell all of my fellow Indo-Americans is to get more involved in nonprofit organizations throughout the Bay Area. We have a lot of opportunities to contribute in technology and in many other areas. So please volunteer. Spectrum also needs volunteers as well as donors. So please try to participate in these organizations. And thank you very much for the award.
Our last award of the night is the Leadership Award. And these are 2 folks who need no introduction, but I'll introduce them anyway. Washington Healthcare System, Home, Patricia Danielson and Dr. Jacob Ethan.
Thank you, Jeevan. I really feel humbled and honored to receive this award. A little bit of the background on what I've done in my life. I don't think I could be more diversified than what I've done in my career. I worked in East Africa, in Tanzania. I worked in pretty much in Sub-Sahara, the deserts of North Nigeria, in Sokoto University Teaching Hospital, and worked for the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, taking care of about 75,000 refugees in the camps in the Philippines. And of course, before all that, I spent 25 years growing up in India. And now, I work for the County of Alameda. I'm one of the medical directors. and pretty much serving the underserved population. So this honor, this recognition is for all the underserved, needy population that I've served, I was fortunate to serve around the world, and this is for them. Thank you so much. Thanks again.
We have to play with the microphone again. Thank you. Have to bring this down to my height. Good evening, everyone. This is a great honor. I see a room full of friends, personal friends, and it warms my heart. I never thought I would be in this type of a position, but I'm very, very honored. I'm very honored also to share the stage with some people of shared interests. Very few people know my granddaughter works in and lives in Southern California, and she works for a organization, nonprofit organization, that is there for adults with autism. So I have a very special feeling for one of the other recipients this evening. And I never thought I would raise a daughter who would raise a granddaughter who would be working in healthcare in that particular area. It's been an honor and a pleasure to work with and to continue to work with a lot of our nonprofits in the area. I think my paths with Spectrum has crossed as well through my work with Tri-City Elder Coalition, and of course my work on the Washington Hospital Board. And so I want to say thank you to all of you, and this is truly a great honor. Good evening.
This microphone is not one size fits all, as you can tell. We're going to go back to the entertainment section. I've asked Jeevan and Patricia Danielson to get off the stage, lest they get swept up in this next dance routine. We will now have the last bullfighter, the Spanish fusion, dramatic mambo. give one last round of applause for all of our dancers. Next, we're going to move on to volunteerism. None of this happens without all of our volunteers. And to recognize our volunteers, I'd like to invite Dr. Subhash Garg up to the stage, please.
Hello everyone. Thank you for your patience with this program. I know we're a little late, but I appreciate all of you being here, and I'd like to invite all our young volunteers up on the stage so you can meet them. And what I'd like to do is ask them, just say their name and a short, statement of what they're up to, and so you can hear that directly from them. Anyway.
Thank you so much. Good evening, distinguished guests. It's such an honor to be the lead volunteer for you tonight. This is my second time at the Unity Dinner, and it is such a privilege to just work for you all tonight. And a leader is only as strong as the team behind them. And tonight, it is my honor to introduce my volunteer team.
Hi, my name is Neil. I go to Cupertino High School. It's a great privilege to be able to be here today and volunteer. There are a lot of amazing people in this room. I met a lot of awesome people today, and I think it's been a great opportunity, and hopefully you guys enjoy your night.
Hi, my name is Abiram Kazapoli, and I'm a senior at Limerick High School. Next year I'll be going to college. And for me, this has been a great opportunity. So besides just volunteering, I've been able to meet a lot of you. The vast majority of people here have been very interesting and showed me new things about everything.
Hi, I'm Ruchi Gupta. I'm a junior in Limerick High School, and it's been a great opportunity, not just volunteering, but also meeting these great people, and I have an honor of being here. Thank you.
My name is Nick Louie. I'm a sophomore at Limerick High School, and it's really been a great opportunity, like everyone before me, to be here. And I met a lot of new and very interesting people, and I'd like to say thank you for having me tonight.
My name is Joshua Soon, and I am also a sophomore at Limerick High School. And it's been my distinct pleasure to be able to spend this evening with all the California officials as well as everyone else. And I'd just like to say that we are very lucky to have all of our officials here at California. Thank you.
And last but not least, I'd like to thank Yuan for giving these people the opportunity to be here. I think, just being up on the stage and addressing this audience, there must be a great treat for many of them. I'm really glad that you were able to meet them. I would also take the opportunity to ask our board of directors who's sitting over there to stand up, please. And I can introduce Jerry Ahuja and Nika Ahuja, his wife behind him. Please wine, and then of course everyone knows Usha Dushi, who's the conscience of our chairman, Jeevan Dushi's wife, and then there's Shubhra Garg, my wife, sitting over there. There's a couple of other directors who were not able to be here because of foreign travel, so I apologize for them. And this is a great evening. Thank you all for coming. And once again, my name is Subhash Garg.
Give another big hand for all of our volunteers. So we're done about a half hour over. Last year we were finished at about 10:30. We shaved an hour off. Give yourselves a big hand. And I'll tell you, this reminds me of a story. Some of you may know I'm a North Peak surgeon, and long ago, far away, Georgetown, I did my training, and our chairman there was a fellow named Peter Kenmore. Peter Kenmore was kind of a grandfatherly figure. He was a Russian Jew who had survived the Holocaust. So to say that he had some level of perspective is an understatement. Anyway, Peter Kenmore got a call from the chairman of general surgery furious, yelling at him, "God damn it, Peter, you know what happened? Your resident and my resident got into a fight." He says, "Uh-oh, that's not good. What happened?" He said, "Well, your resident hit my resident." He said, that's very bad. So he called the resident to his office. He said, "You can't do this. It's not good. You can't do these things." 3 months later, he got a call from the same chairman of general surgery. "God damn it, Peter, your resident and my resident got into a fight again." "Uh-oh. Did he hit him?" "No." "Well, we're making progress." So maybe next year we'll finish on time. I invite you all to stay. We have a lot of entertainment yet to go. Congressman Honda has his dancing shoes on. And we're honored to have DJ Shem piping in the cool beats for us. So please stay, enjoy dessert, enjoy the dancing, and thank you everyone for coming today.
एक जिंदगी सबको मिली इंसानियत की राह पे चलो ना भेदभाव कोई रहे सबके लिए जगह दिल में हो Open your heart and spread your love to the world cause we're all the same Let there be peace, let there be faith अब मेरे संग कहो Jai Ho